Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going deep inside one of the wildest games in recent memory. We're talking about a 6.5-hour chess match that pushed two of baseball's best teams to their absolute breaking point. This is the story of an 18-inning World Series epic.
So, let's just start with this number, 18. That's how many innings it took to decide Game 3 of the 2025 World Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Los Angeles Dodgers, a game that, trust me, is going to be talked about for years.
And then there's this number, 6 hours and 39 minutes. To put that in perspective, that's like playing a full doubleheader, but every single pitch, every play has the World Series on the line. Just unbelievable.
So that brings up the big question, right? How in the world do you manage a game that just refuses to end? Well, we're going to go inside the dugouts to explore the strategic decisions, the high-stakes gambles, and the incredible endurance that really define this marathon. Okay, first up, let's look at Toronto's game plan. The Blue Jays came in with a really aggressive, proactive strategy. As the visiting team, they were determined to force the action right from the start. What we saw was a classic chess match. You're the Blue Jays manager, John Schneider, making all these aggressive moves, trying to force a win. And on the other side, you had the Dodgers, who are built to just absorb all that pressure and wait for one perfect moment, one big swing to end it all.
And you can really see Toronto's tactical DNA right here. I mean, pulling your ace, Max Scherzer, in just the 5th inning, that's a huge call, but it was all about matchups. They then burned through their best relievers early to try and lock down the middle innings, and they just kept walking Shohei Ohtani, basically daring the next guy in the lineup to beat them. Super, super aggressive.
All right, so now let's head over to the home dugout and see how Dave Roberts and the Dodgers countered all that aggression with a much more patient, structured game plan.
The Dodgers' strategy was really a masterclass in endurance. Their zigzag lineup, alternating lefties and righties, was specifically designed to neutralize Toronto's bullpen specialists. And instead of trying to match the Blue Jays' speed, they prioritized defense, which is so critical in a tight game. But the biggest gambles, they came from the pitching staff, bringing in a legend like Clayton Kershaw to get out of a huge jam, and then letting reliever Will Klein throw an incredible 72 pitches. He became the night's unexpected hero.
It really was a grind. The Dodgers didn't try to force the action, they just refused to break. And that patient, grinding approach finally paid off in the bottom of the 18th inning, when Freddie Freeman ended the whole marathon with one swing of the bat.
But a game this long comes at a steep price for both the winners and the losers. This wasn't just about one game. Its impact is going to ripple through the rest of the series.
Just look at the toll this took on the pitching staffs. The Dodgers used 10 different pitchers. The Blue Jays used 9. Both teams basically emptied their entire bullpens in a single night.
And here's the crucial consequence of all that. The marathon of Game 3 has created a genuine crisis for Game 4. With almost no fresh arms left in the bullpen, the fate of the next game rests completely on the shoulders of the starting pitchers.
So this sets up an incredibly dramatic, high-pressure showdown for Game 4. You've got a pitching duel between two guys making their World Series debut. No pressure at all, right?
This is what's known as the starter's burden. It's not just about winning anymore, it's about survival. You have to pitch deep into the game to save your team. For two pitchers making their very first World Series start, the psychological pressure is just enormous. It all comes down to Toronto's Shane Bieber and LA's Shohei Ohtani.
And now each team faces a really unique tactical problem. Bieber has struggled against right-handed hitters all year, and you know the Dodgers are going to stack their lineup with righties to exploit that. Meanwhile, Ohtani, as dominant as he is pitching after playing all 18 innings as the designated hitter. The fatigue factor there is a huge wild card.
You know, this game now officially enters the history books. It joins a very select group of legendary extra-inning epics. It reminds you of the Dodgers' own 18-inning win in 2018. Or, for baseball fans around the world, that historic 17-inning battle in the 2009 Taiwan series. These are the games that become part of baseball lore. So, what's the big takeaway here? Game 3 wasn't an ending. It was a reset. It completely changed the series. And it leaves us with one massive question. For the Dodgers, was this marathon victory worth the cost? And for the Blue Jays, can they possibly bounce back from a loss like this with a totally depleted bullpen? The answers to those questions are going to decide who wins the World Series.